Welcome to Cooking with the Pros. I'm Charles Matheson. In this video series, I cook dishes from today's cooks, chefs, and food innovators. Today, I am going to be making tomato and mango salad with nuoc cham vinaigrette. Almost had to think about that for a second. So this is a Vietnamese sauce condiment that I'm going to be putting on my salad. And by chance, I found this Nuoc Guam Nuoc Chum vinaigrette in one recipe, and then I saw it in the Food and Wine Summer Playbook, which I have been cooking from all summer, from which this video is coming to you. So it's kind of like, I guess, Nuoc Chum vinaigrette. I'm going to call it Chum. Uh, just somehow just found me. So I'm going to be making that today. And I've made it before, and it's the very first time. I was blown away, and I had very interesting verbiage for it when I posted it on my Instagram when I made it the first time. And so we'll see how it is the second time. All right, so let's get started. So it uses very wholesome ingredients, and I'm going to start out with the whole ingredients, but also I actually have to heat some water because so I'm heating some water because I'm making the vinaigrette version of the nuoc chum, and the vinaigrette version has hot water to dilute it because it is a very salty, well, not very, it's a salty, sweet, tangy, and spicy. So it goes with the characteristics of many of the dishes in Southeast Asia. So hot water is added to it to dilute it. Okay, so let's start cooking. So the very first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to chop up some garlic, and I'm going to chop up the garlic thinly. I remember, if you watch my earlier videos, I used to buy garlic already peeled, and I found that I wasn't actually using all the garlic, and somehow it didn't seem as fresh as when I chopped it up and peeled it myself. So now I just buy it fresh and I chop it, and it used to seem so much of a chore somehow. I'm not really sure how that changed, but I just realized that I've been not buying the already peeled garlic. So interesting. All right, so I chopped up the garlic finally. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to chop up some Thai red chili. So I'm going to chop up one. I always have another Thai red chili just in case I want to add more spice. And if I don't use it, what I do is I'll use it for another dish because I'm always adding Thai red chili. In case you didn't know, I love spice. Let me just rinse off my hand because this is extremely hot. So I don't want this to get on any open parts of my body. Okay, next I'm going to get some plum tomatoes, and I love plum tomatoes because they really give that appeal of it being a snack. Really gives that appeal of it being a snack. And Let me move over here. There we go. It really gives that appeal of it being a snack. And especially when they're sweet, like in the summertime, like right now, they are abundant. Just these uh, plum tomatoes. So the original recipe calls for heirloom grape tomatoes. Sorry, that's what I meant to say. Grape. These tiny tomatoes here, grape tomatoes. They're called. They call for heirloom tomatoes, but you can make it with whatever tomatoes you have. But I don't recommend making them with um, big tomatoes, bigger tomatoes, the typical size tomatoes, because it's gonna become like there's a lot of water in tomatoes, and it's great if you're having a sauce. However, if you're making like a salad like this, it just works better if the tomatoes are smaller and are grape tomatoes. All right, so we have our grape tomatoes. So now I am going to add some mango. So this is mango I chopped up already. I'm gonna just put the mango right inside of it. Mango is one of my favorite fruits of all time. It's just so meaty. It's like a meal, honestly, to me. And this dish, speaking of a meal, it also has mozzarella. Yes, mozzarella. Can you? I mean, like mozzarella in a salad with mango and tomato. Like when I saw this recipe in Food and Wine magazine, Summer Playbook, June 2024, I was like, wow, they are really going sweet and savory. And now with the cheese, it's really going to add a mild, creamy texture to the salad. So that is going to give the dish another dimension. So I was just adjusting my camera, and it really makes it like a treat because you're getting the mild creaminess of the mozzarella cheese. You're going to get the meatiness and the sweet and the tart and the tangy from the mango. And then the tomato is just going to like hold it all together and make it really feel like it's a salad. It's like I can't really, it's hard to, there's so many words that I could use to describe this. Okay, so my water is boiling, so I'm going to turn that off. All right, so now I'm going to make the vinaigrette now. So I'm going to add some rice vinegar, and the rice vinegar really cannot be switched out. Otherwise, it's just gonna. Rice vinegar has a lighter taste than regular vinegar. Now, the recipe says to rice vinegar, they said a third of a cup. So I'm making this for one. So I'm going to change the measurements. Now I'm going to add some fish sauce. I'm going to add about a tablespoon of fish sauce. Now so I added that to the garlic and the Thai red chili. Now I got to add some sugar. It says half a cup of sugar. So I'm not going to add half a cup of sugar. I'm going to add about a tablespoon of sugar. Okay. And then I need to add some lime juice. I'm going to add the juice of half of a lime. And when I squeeze a lime or lemon, what I usually do, I put my hand here right above the bowl or plate where I'm squeezing it out so that the pits don't fall out and go into whatever it is I'm making. All right. All right. So I'm going to rinse off my hands here. All right. So I'm going to now mix this and give it a taste. Oh, yes. Very, I love that fish sauce, the fishiness of it. Okay, I'm going to add about 2 tablespoons of water, hot water, to the sauce to dilute it a bit because it's very, very strong sauce. And it is a vinaigrette after all. Oh, yeah, it's very strong. Okay. All right, so now I am going to add some basil, some fresh basil. This basil comes straight out of my hydroponic system that I have right here in my kitchen. And basil happens to grow very, very well hydroponically. Not everything grows very well. I'm growing some mint and it's pretty weak. So, but the basil, it's so much that I have extra that I can give away. All right, so I'm going to sprinkle some of this on it. All right. And so now I'm going to add the sauce right on top. All right, so I didn't put all of it on it because it's a very strong sauce, and so it might overpower it. So I got to test it out first to see how well it works before I actually eat it. All right, so we got some great color here. Okay. I'm going to add a little more basil just to give it a little more earthiness and enhance the flavor profile. All right. So let's give this a taste. All right, let's see. So I want the piece of the mango. I want everything. I'm gonna get a little bit of sauce. It is totally amazing. The flavor profile. You get the sweet and tangy of the mango. And with the fish sauce, it gives it almost like a fish taste, almost like a sweet fish. I can't really explain it. And then I'm gonna eat every part of the salad separately. And then a tomato, you get like this burst of freshness. And then from the mozzarella, you get this this mildness of texture and a creaminess in the salad. And then all together, like, I had to do that because there were so many flavors. I couldn't put my hand on one. So when I put all the flavors together, it's just a flavor explosion. Like a fusion of flavors and worlds of flavor in my mouth. So I definitely recommend trying this out. It's nothing crazy. Most likely, you have some mozzarella in your fridge from when you're making something Italian or pizza. The grape tomatoes, they're around everywhere now in the summertime. You got the mango that is abundant in the summertime and really cheap now. Price of mangoes have gone down. When I was a kid, mango was a whole lot more. And so it's really fresh, it's very tasty, and like if you are into cooking with Thai food, starting out with a fish sauce is a great way to go because fish sauce is used it is a traditional ingredient in Vietnamese cooking. Almost said Thai food. Sorry, all the Thai people. All right. So thank you everyone for watching this. Try this out. If you like it, leave me a comment in the description. Also, like the video, subscribe, tell all your friends, and I'll see you next time on Cooking with the Pros. Cheers.